So GMO is genetically modified organism, is that right?
Now, genetically modified organisms, actually, it's a very poor term because a lot of, well, virtually all of the food that you eat has been modified in some fashion, you know, and so it more precisely refers to the science of genetic engineering, and so that is a more accurate way to describe it. You know, if I asked you. Oh, okay, I'll do this, Travis. So I'm going to take a plant. I'm going to take some seeds of a plant, and I'm going to take it to I say laboratory. Some people say laboratory. I'm going to take it to a laboratory, and I'm going to put it in the laboratory, and I'm going to expose those seeds to nuclear radiation, and I'm going to expose those seeds to nuclear radiation, gamma radiation for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. And then I'm going to grow them to see what kind of mutations happen. Or I'm going to take those same seeds and I'm going to subject them to carcinogenic chemicals to cause mutations to happen. Would you think that is a GMO?
I guess so.
Yeah, right. That is a process that's known as mutagenesis. It's been around forever. Our grapefruits used to be white in color. Now all the grapefruits are red. How did that happen? That happened by exposing the grapefruit seeds to gamma nuclear radiation and freaking out those seeds in a randomized mutation of the chromosomal complex, resulting in the ruby red grapefruit that I think it was a real red that resulted in the ruby red grapefruit that we all enjoy today. That whole process is not a GMO. That is endorsed by the Organic Association. So the Organic Association endorses or says that the mutation, the random scrambling of genetics through exposure to nuclear radiation or carcinogenic chemicals is okay as a breeding process. But if I take a crop like soybean and inject BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, into the soybean, that's freak of nature, man. And that's that's a GMO. That's bad. Explain to me how, if I flick off, oh, I got another one here. Hold on. This one here is an Arctic apple. So this is a technology where Neil Carter and some of the guys in Okanagan and British Columbia have figured out how to flick off 3 to 4 genes inside of an apple to prevent the apple from prematurely browning. They flick off something called I think the polyphenolic oxidase reductase enzyme, something like that. Anyway, they flick off 3 or 4 genes in the apple. They didn't introduce anything. They flicked off some genes to prevent the apple from prematurely browning. So they flicked off some genes using genetic engineering or gene editing. And yet you can scramble a crop inside of a lab using nuclear radiation and carcinogenic chemicals and call that organic. And yet the flicking off of 3 genes inside of Arctic apple is somehow the devil because it's a GMO or gene edited. Like, wouldn't you rather have an engineered bridge than a modified bridge, Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is genetic engineering? Well, genetic engineering is an advancement of the currents that we have today, which is the advancement of binary code, the advancement of computing power and data mining, computer computational power, coupled with genetic code, which is A, T, Cs, and Gs. Those are the formative proteins of genes in your chromosomal complex. So really all we have going on right now is the ability to read massively greater strands of genetic code, figuring out where anomalies might be or where we want to make changes and make those changes more precisely than subjecting the seeds to nuclear radiation. And somehow people are freaked about this. And I'll guarantee you that when a vaccine is finally approved for COVID-19, that vaccine will have at the heart of it data management, genomics, and genetic engineering. How could it not?
Yeah.
We don't have 10 or 15 or 20 years in the case of Yukon Gold potatoes, 20 years of breeding using conventional technology to make it happen. We need a cure for COVID right away. And if it's good enough to develop the technology that's going to help to fight COVID for humanity, for crying out loud, don't you think this technology is good enough for farmers to also integrate into the crop breeding processes, to utilize less inputs, to decrease the environmental footprint, or to help grow crops that are more saline resistant or more drought tolerant? Don't you think that that makes sense?
So let me, because I think I'm understanding here, but let me just summarize, and you tell me if I'm on the right track here. So you're saying that these seeds, like the grapefruit seeds you said, for
Yeah.
example, they're just sort of randomly
Scramble.
scrambled. But if they were scientifically, modified, and like we went in there
Engineered.
and engineered, this would be
That's a
considered.
GMO.
This is a GMO, but this is still organic.
It's organic.
And this is
Over
just
three.
random, but this
Yeah.
is scientifically, they know why they're doing it and what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, about 3,300 crops on your right hand owe their origins to random scrambling, and they can be grown organically. You can put an organic. You can grow ruby red grapefruit without synthetic pesticide or fertilizer. So you can use organic fertilizer and organic pesticides, and you can grow that ruby red grapefruit and slap a non-GMO sticker on it when it was derived from nuclear radiation mutation in a lab. So tell me how that all works out. Riddle me that, Batman.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. This is my dog, Murphy, and these are dog treats. Now I'll give Murphy one of these dog treats, and all you have to do is press the like button. Just press that little like button right down there at the bottom of this video, and this sweet, adorable, cute little puppy gets a treat. All thanks to you. Alright, you did it? Okay, I believe you if you said you did it. There you go, Murph. She got that treat because of you. Now, I'll eat one of these treats, and all you have to do is click that subscribe button right there, pointing to it. Just click that subscribe button, subscribe to Curiosityness with me, Travis DeRose. Get lots of good video, and I'll eat this treat. Alright, you did that too? That's not very good. Bro, not very good.